In the opening SX2 sprint race of the evening, Joe Shimoda wasted no time asserting his dominance. He grabbed the whole shot with a perfect start, placing himself in the ideal position to control the race from the front. Hot on his heels was Tom Vialle, who was determined to deliver a strong performance in front of his home crowd. Vialle's intensity was evident as he pressured Shimoda in the early stages, but a slight mistake on the first lap caused him to momentarily lose momentum. This opened the door for Mathies Boisrame to slip into third place, taking advantage of Vialle's misstep. However, Vialle quickly regrouped and reclaimed his spot, executing a clean pass just a few corners later. From that point forward, it became a duel between Shimoda and Vialle, with the pair pushing each other to the limit. Shimoda's smooth, calculated lines helped him fend off Vialle's relentless pursuit, and the Japanese rider ultimately crossed the finish line as the victor. Vialle finished a close second, proving he had the speed to contend but just needed a flawless run. Behind them, Anthony Bourdain delivered another impressive ride to secure third place, further solidifying his reputation as one of the top contenders. Maxime Desprez put in a steady performance to take fourth, while Calvin Fonville rounded out the top five with consistent riding. The race showcased Shimoda's sharp racecraft and Vialle's unyielding determination, setting the stage for more thrilling battles in the SX2 class as the night unfolded. Meanwhile, the SX1 class brought its own brand of excitement and drama. The first sprint race saw Jet Lawrence continue his reign as one of the most dominant riders in Supercross. The Australian superstar nailed his start, grabbing the whole shot and leading the pack into the first corner. Once in front, Lawrence began to separate himself from the field with effortless speed and precision. A standout moment came when Lawrence started hitting the challenging quad jump regularly, a feat that few riders dared to attempt. Gregory Aranda was the only other competitor to consistently match Lawrence on the quad, underscoring the technical difficulty of the track. Behind Jet, the battle for second place heated up quickly. Malcolm Stewart initially slotted into second after a strong start, but Cooper Webb wasn't content to stay behind. Webb made a bold, decisive move in the second corner to overtake Stewart and secure the position. Stewart attempted to fight back, searching for an opening to reclaim second, but Webb's defensive riding proved too strong. The two riders pushed each other throughout the race, creating a thrilling spectacle for the fans. Further back, Hunter Lawrence and Dylan Ferrandis were locked in their own intense battle for fourth place. Hunter, showcasing his characteristic grit and determination, managed to edge out the Frenchman, taking the position with a perfectly timed move. Ferrandis, despite missing out on fourth, displayed solid form and consistency, ensuring he remained in contention as the night progressed. Jet Lawrence's dominance at the front was unquestionable. His ability to combine raw speed with technical brilliance left little doubt as to why he's regarded as one of the brightest stars in the sport. Meanwhile, the performances of Webb, Stewart, and Ferrandis underscored the depth of talent in the SX1 class, ensuring that every position would be hard-fought in the races to come. The opening sprints in both SX1 and SX2 set a high bar for the rest of the night, delivering excitement, drama, and top-tier racing action. Shimoda's calculated victory and Jet Lawrence's commanding performance highlighted their respective classes, but the competition remains fierce, with every rider eager to make their mark. With more races ahead, fans can expect even more thrilling moments and battles as the Paris Supercross continues to live up to its reputation as one of the most exciting events in the sport. Sprint 2 of the night brought plenty of excitement and surprises in both the 250SX and 450SX classes. Mathies Boisrame got off to a stellar start, claiming the whole shot in the 250SX race. However, he faced immediate pressure from Tom Vialle, who wasted no time making a move for the lead. Once out front, Vialle steadily pulled away from the pack, showcasing his dominance. It was a race to forget for Joe Shimoda, who encountered a frustrating bike issue that forced him to retire early with a DNF. Meanwhile, Boisrame, continuing to improve with every race, found himself in an intense battle with Maxime Desprez and Anthony Bourdain for the podium positions. Despite the pressure, Boisrame pushed hard and eventually finished in fourth. Anthony Bourdain showed resilience as he held on to third place, while Desprez grabbed the runner-up spot. Behind them, Jules Pitre delivered a strong performance to round out the top 5, impressing the crowd with his determination and consistency. The 450SX Sprint brought its own set of fireworks. Romain Pape launched off the gate with an incredible start, momentarily taking the whole shot and leading the field. However, all eyes were on Jet Lawrence, who seemed poised to take over heading into turn 2. But Cooper Webb had other plans. In a spectacular display of skill, Webb executed the quad jump, overtaking Jet in midair to snatch the lead. The crowd erupted as the two battled for supremacy. Webb held firm at the front, doing everything he could to fend off the relentless charge from Jet. But the Aussie rider, always calculating and precise, set up a brilliant pass before the whoop section and then made it stick with a flawless run through the whoops to reclaim the lead. Once ahead, Jet controlled the race with his characteristic speed and precision. Hunter Lawrence showed significant improvement in this sprint, riding smoothly to secure 3rd place and proving he was ready to challenge the frontrunners. Malcolm Stewart had a steady ride, finishing in 4th, while Dylan Ferrandis recovered admirably to claim 5th after an early crash derailed his race. The second sprint races of the night provided a mix of dramatic comebacks, thrilling battles, and technical brilliance, leaving the fans eagerly anticipating the next round of action. With Jet Lawrence continuing to impress and Webb proving he's no pushover, the competition remains fierce at the Paris Supercross. The MxActu final got off to an electric start as Tom Vialle snagged the whole shot, showcasing his determination to bounce back from Saturday's highs and lows. Despite the pressure, he executed a near-flawless performance. Joe Shimoda, hindered by poor gate selection due to his mechanical DNF in the second sprint, managed an impressive launch and settled into 2nd. Initially, Vialle stretched his lead, but Shimoda, riding with calculated aggression, began closing the gap in the final laps. However, the French rider maintained his composure, using his home crowd's energy to fend off the challenge. Shimoda couldn't position himself for a pass, allowing Vialle to cross the line first, securing a critical victory in front of his passionate fans. Behind the leading duo, Anthony Bourdain capitalized on Maxime Desprez's crash, sliding into 3rd place with a solid ride. Mathias Boisrame, continuing his upward trajectory throughout the weekend, came home in 4th, displaying a mix of grit and determination. Meanwhile, Jules Pitre rounded out the top 5 with an impressive performance. Vialle's triumph in the final race sealed his position as the Prince of Paris, capping off a weekend where he overcame crashes and fierce competition to emerge as the MxActu champion. The MxActu final started with Malcolm Stewart flying out of the gate, claiming the whole shot and leading into the first corner. However, he had Jet Lawrence breathing down his neck, and it didn't take long for the HRC Honda rider to make his move. Once in the lead, Jet unleashed his unmatched speed, distancing himself from the pack and finishing with an emphatic 9-second margin. Stewart, riding with determination, held strong for 2nd place, displaying the form that made him a formidable competitor all weekend. Cooper Webb, who had been consistent throughout the event, finished 3rd, but his strategic approach and steady performances across all races were enough to crown him as the King of Paris for 2024. Hunter Lawrence showed flashes of brilliance as he battled with Webb for a podium position. However, a crash midway through the race disrupted his momentum. He recovered to finish 4th, but the crash likely cost him a chance to challenge for the overall victory. Rounding out the top 5 was Jordi Tixier, who quietly put together a solid performance to give the French fans another reason to cheer. While Jet Lawrence won an impressive 5 out of 6 races over the weekend, his 7th place finish in one of Saturday's races ultimately proved costly. The points gap from that single result opened the door for Cooper Webb, whose steady riding across all motos, including podium finishes in nearly every race, secured him the coveted title of King of Paris. Malcolm Stewart's consistent speed and podium finishes earned him 2nd overall, while Jet Lawrence had to settle for 3rd despite his dominance in individual races.